So hi there and welcome to today's video. Today I want to fix the drift that's happening on my Switch Pro controller. To do that I'm going to use this Gulikit TMR stick set that I got off of Amazon. Hopefully it's not going to be too tricky a fix, but I think let's just dive straight in, take apart the controller and just crack on with that soldering. So I'll see you all in a moment. So firstly we're going to take out the two screws that hold on the little handle covers. Now they should just slide off like this. There we go. Yep, both of them off. And now we can start to take the screws out on the back. So there's these 4 silver screws here on the back. They hold on the battery cover, so we're just going to get those off now. Now we can just use a little plastic spudger just to release it. Nice, there we go. Now we can just take out these extra screws. I think there's 3 of them in total. Yep, got those. Oh, and let's take out the battery now. And now we have access to the next 2 screws. Now I'm just going to use the plastic spudger just to release the 2 parts of the controller. There we go, we can now get to the ribbon cable underneath. So I'm just going to clip that up, here we go, and now we can just take off the thumbsticks. Now I'm just going to whiz through removing all the screws from the circuit board within the controller. Now we can just remove the LED lights, and the board should just pop up like this. Just take care because there's another little circuit board underneath that we're going to need to remove. So I'm just going to do that now, just a regular Phillips screwdriver. And it should just all come out now quite easily. The next job is going to be to remove the rumble motors, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of hot air because the glue is quite sticky. The hot air has just made it a lot easier to release them. There we go. Just going to do the other side now. There we go. Now we have the board completely released. Now we need to remove the old solder, so I'm using a vacuum pump to do this, but you could also use solder wick and flux. Now we can remove the thumbstick and move on to the other side. And now this one should come out as well. Yep, a little bit of teasing and out it comes. Let's just clean this up just to make sure we've got no residue from where we removed the solder. I'm just using IPA alcohol. Now we just want to line these pins up on the new thumbstick with the holes on the circuit board, hold it in place and start soldering the joints. So I've just added some extra flux. I am using fluxed coarse solder, but I have added some extra flux just to help the joints take, and I'm using a chiseled soldering iron piece just to help get a bit of extra heat into the board. I know this isn't the world's best soldering, I know that I've got a lot to learn, but hopefully this sort of demonstrates also that it's not actually that easy for a beginner to take this sort of job on. But anyway, if you've got a few soldering tips, why don't you let me know in the comments. Now we've got them soldered in place, we can just put in the next thumbstick and we're going to rinse and repeat the process. So I'm just going to whiz through this now and I'll see you in a couple of moments, where we'll be putting the controller back together and running the testing tool and the calibration tools on the Gulikit website. So stick around for that. So I did make a little bit of a mistake on my soldering here, but I fixed it up with a bit of solder wick, and now I'm just going to clean it all up with some IPA and a bit of a microfiber cloth just to get all the flux off. Now we can start to put everything back together. So firstly, let's just put in this small circuit board here, and it's held in with this little small silver screw. Just to help me get it right, I just gave it a small counterclockwise turn first before turning clockwise to get that all held in place. Now we can put the board in. You just need to sort of slot it in and then you can push down and it should seat itself quite easily. There we go. I'm just going to move that ribbon cable out of the way. I want to make sure nothing gets pinched when we close everything up. Now we can sort of slot the rumble motors back into place. I'm just sticking it back onto the existing double-sided tape that was there already. Now we can go through and just put all the screws back in. Let's just fix the LED lights back into place. Now we can attach the new thumbsticks. Pop them on, 1 and 2. Yep, nice and clicky. Now we can start to put the shell back together. Oh, and we mustn't forget the ribbon cable, so let's just slot that into there, close down the locking tab, and now we can push it back together. Just want to make sure nothing is pinched. Yep, that's all looking good. Now we can get all the screws back in. So I'm going to put the 2 back in near the battery compartment first. Now we can get all the other screws back in place. So I'm sure you don't want me talking all over this, so I'll see you in a moment. Now slot the handles back on, and the last 2 screws are going to go in. And we're done. Okay, so let's run the Diagnostics tool over at Gulikit. Yep, so the left thumbstick's working, the right thumbstick's working. Yep, D-pad and all the buttons. Yep, that's all good. Let's go to calibrate. Now we can calibrate the thumbsticks. You want to just twist them around like it's indicating. And we're done. It's pretty simple. Yep, that's still working. Snapping back to the middle. That one's working as well. And snaps back to the middle. Yeah, fantastic. So there we go, we fixed the drift that was happening on this Switch Pro controller. We ran the Diagnostics tool on the Gulikit website, and we calibrated it on the website as well. The soldering was a little bit tricky. I had to use a chiselled piece in the end to get enough heat down so that the solder would sort of stick to the pins and the pads. I had to go over this a couple of times, and I know it's not the best soldering in the world, but hopefully I'll improve as time goes on. I think that's enough for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to follow more videos like this, just please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Take care and see you then.